This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Hey family. I'm gonna try to do at least 20 minutes. You know, I want to say that because y'all know I can come on here and I will talk for 2 to 3 hours and not realize I've been talking that long. But I need y'all to start sharing my videos. It's all about business, y'all. Let's keep that in mind. And what it is, where I'm talking to a lot of people now, a lot of people's hearts and minds is actually into helping our inner city most vulnerable people. I was going to say poor people, but I want to say most vulnerable people that we tends to overlook. And you need to search your heart, because even though we have a lot of homelessness going on around here, we have a lot of homicide going on around here, we have sex trafficking. I've been hearing about more lately, the fentanyl and the opioid. I've been hearing about that more lately. And I just want to say this because a lot of us have a tendency, because it's not directly affecting us at this time, we go, oh, well, it is what it is. And be honest with you, and basically I'm talking to our black people. I'm so sick and tired of us just giving up on stuff. And then you want to turn around and say, right, the white man is depressing us, the white man is oppressing us, and the white man this and the white man that. Nobody can take over this but you. So when you have a strong will and mind to be productive in life, nobody can take that from you, because that's your mission. And you stick to your mission. Then you get like-minded people that feel the same way you do when it comes to motivating, helping our inner city people. Now, I'm talking to Dr. G today, right? And Dr. G, because my show is going to start coming on Wednesdays at 5:30 to about 6:30 or 6:45. And we're going to do segments, topics, stuff like that. And the goal is to get people in that have knowledge of what people need to do to come out of whatever crisis they're in. Now, mind you, I've been in Narcotics Anonymous, the 12 steps, for almost 30 years. So I've done the work. I done been through the steps. I understand the traditions. I understand the 12 concepts. So basically what I do on a spiritual note, that's how I encourage and motivate our people. Now, mind you, when we sitting together, whatever issues that they're dealing with, like maybe rape, molestation, abandonment issues, however they feeling, I'll start talking with them. Because I actually connects with their pain. And the whole goal when I do is to encourage them and put comfort there. Because the whole goal is to help people learn how to love themselves, be truthful with themselves, have faith in themselves. That's with any type of relationship. But you gotta have one with yourself first. That will help move you in the direction of life that you want to go. Right? Living by some godly morals, values, and principles. This is what I do with my work with narcotics. With my people. I have to break down that barrier. So anybody that comes with me, right, and I start doing the intake form with them, they write on there like what their issues may be, if they're dealing with drugs, if they're dealing with, any type of mental condition. My goal is to help them be okay with whatever they're going through, and to help them as far as with the medication that we might have to put you on to balance you out, where you can basically maintain your own like apartment, house. So you're going to be taught from my program how to regain a new life. If you need somebody to show you how to shop, show you how to cook, all that type of stuff. I got a girl in the house that really can't cook. So the goal with her is to put her into one of those cooking programs. I'm telling y'all need to share this video. Share this live, because I see I'm not, I don't have no viewers right there, right? But I was told never to pay attention to the views. My stuff is public, so I know it goes all over. So you might not feel where I'm coming from, but somebody else might be strolling, right? And they hear something and come back and just expound on it. Because anytime I come into any situation and I have experienced that, I basically can tell you how we can walk people up out of that. But I know too, people have to want to change. I already know that. They have to have that desire inside for a new way of life. And if you have people that was never loved and embraced as a child from their mother or father, then you got to understand the pain inside, the distrust inside. Because it's hard when you've been hurt by your family member as a child and they wasn't there for you. So all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but as you get older, you tend to carry the past into today. And anybody that I talk with, the goal is to help them let that mess go in the here and now. Whatever happened to you when you was a child, I try to help people understand, don't beat yourself up because you felt like you should have did better, you should have told, or you should have fought, things like that. So I tell people, don't beat themselves up, because most of the time, anybody that violates you like that, they much stronger than you. But you got to understand too, they are sick. And whatever happened to them, they want other people to feel what they feel. So be honest with you, I had to learn to accept whatever happened in my past happened. I had to learn to forgive. Now, let me say this here, because a lot of y'all will say, I will forgive, but I can't forget. So you dragging it in. I can't forget. I can forgive you because it sounds good, but I can't let it go as far as I can forgive you. And then we use that other word. So guess what? I can't forget. I forgive you, but I can't forget. And it's not the point of you really want to work on forgetting it or forgive. You want to work on that. And the reason why I'm saying that, because you don't want to carry it in the here and now. So if you have some serious family issues, because it all starts with the family, right? But if you have some serious issues with stuff happened to you, maybe by an uncle or aunt or your father or, sister or whoever, if you carry those issues in the here and now, I'm talking about in the present, that's why it's best that you go talk to someone to help you. In a sense, you might not forget, but you can feel comfortable in your life because you have forgave. Now, we talk about spiritual principles. You accepted the fact, whatever happened to me, that happened. Whether it's 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, it happened. We can't change it. So when you learn to forgive, and I'm just saying, because of the spirit, do you know how they feel inside? Because your acceptance level is, whatever happened during that time, it happened, and I couldn't do nothing to change it. But the blessing is in the here and the now, you don't have to bring it into the here and now. Because whatever happened, we got to accept the fact that it happened. We can't change it. We got to forgive ourselves for how we might have felt like I should have told, I should have this, I should have that. Or you told and they didn't really believe you, stuff like that. So you know what happened to you. So in order for you to live peacefully in the here and now, you got to let it go. And yeah, that thing might pop up from time to time. Just whatever happened. But that's stuff to try to bring you back down. And to be honest with y'all, you don't want it to ruin your life in the here and now. And a lot of people that's out there doing destructive stuff, like out that criminal behavior, the homicide rate, selling fentanyl to our people, knowing that this stuff is killing people. Excuse me, y'all. And you don't have to put a lot in there. I was told they're adding it with whatever drugs they selling. Sometimes they putting it in the weed or something. But it's supposed to be something that will help you get high and keep you coming back. But it's poison. Keep that in mind. It's poison. So we out there killing our own people and making money. Understand, I come from that. To me, where I come from, dope was dope and cane was cane. You could add a little cut on certain things that help you make more, because that drug or that dope might have been just the bang, you know what I mean? So you could put a cut or two on it to stretch the money, because the dope itself is on point. What we used to say, quinine and all that type of stuff. You got cocaine, and your cocaine itself is awesome. So you might can add a cut on it. And that's only because it will still get you feel the same. It will still have you feel the same way. But it's for them to make the money. It was for us to make more money off of whatever we got. As long as we knew it was powerful enough to take another cut or two and still give you the same effect. So that lifestyle is not new to me. And to me, in order for you to help turn Baltimore City around, you have to get with people that live that lifestyle, that can relate to their pain, to their suffering, to what's going on, so that I went and got the necessary help. But I do a lot of inside work on that. But for me, because I know some of the people I deal with, they're not recovering addicts. They're not, they need to go into a drug program. Some of them come in, they might slip back out. But when they come in, they clean. But if you slip back up, then I have to send you to a recovery program. You can't stay in my program. So I deal with people, they might have little mental issues. And I'm going to share this with y'all too. I got a lady that get ready to come into my program, and she got a card for marijuana, medicated stuff. So I told her I don't have no problem with that. Just don't smoke in the house. I don't want to smell it. That's all I'm saying. Because I know in order for some people to deal with like bipolar, schizophrenic, or whatever, and they get medicated, they get the pills, but then the pills might not take them to that comfort place that they really trying to get to. So I understand some of them might smoke a blunt or something just to kind of balance a lot of that out. So when I look at the weed was always a downer to me. That's something that kind of calms you down from whatever. So that's what I look at with some of my clients. And if they doing dope, and cane like that, I want you to get the help. Because once I start seeing you in that little dopamine mode, what's up, yo? How you doing, yo? I'm like, ooh. Man, around the corner, I'm like, we can't do that here. I was sharing it with a guy the other day. And I was telling them, it's like, you can't be in my program and get high. But then I shared this with them. It's people in the program because they haven't got the medical marijuana yet. They smoke blunts here and there to balance this out. And the reason why I'm saying that, I really don't want them to do that stuff. But if I see it keeps you in that peaceful state and you're sociable, it's not something that makes you act like wow. If I see you still, functioning normal, and I understand, I begin to understand now about the medical marijuana. Some people need stuff to calm them down, y'all. And I'm gonna tell you this as a recovering addict. No, I don't like it, but I understand. I got somebody that have cancer. I got somebody that HIV positive. Now once in a while, she might smoke some weed because of the pain, and she on dialysis too. So I'm just using her as an example. And I want to see her like gain a little weight, look more healthier because of the treatments that she getting. So I want to see her look a little bit more healthier. And that's what I tell her every time I say, I can't wait. I want you to gain at least about 10 pounds. She said, I'm going to lose it back because all that stuff they got me on tends to drop the weight. But I want her to be happy, joyous, and free. People used to say that, and I couldn't understand that. But as I begin to grow in my spiritual journey, I can tell you now, inside of my spirit, I am happy, joyous, and free. Because I learned in this process to build a relationship with God. God introduced me to the Son. The Son introduced me to the Holy Spirit. So I know today it's only one God. So just don't get it wrong, y'all. Whatever you call him, it's only one God. And I call him by the earthly name, Jesus Christ. And keep this in mind too. Because of the people or the nationalities, I started realizing, well, basically I heard Curly Showell share that, right? Curly Showell was like, God can say no at one time to all different nationalities or, races or whatever we want to do. And that blew my mind. And the reason why I said that blew my mind, because basically I had God in a box. And when she said that, it helped me to understand God just don't deal with people that speak English and stuff, right? But Chinese. So basically when she said it, it brought in all the different cultures. Because she said God can say no at one time to all the people, like the races. And I was like, oh my God. Because a lot of us is taught, and being a Christian man myself, right? I do believe the only way to get to the Father is through the Son. Because you got to understand, this is the way I'm being taught. And I stand firm on the word like that. So don't get it mixed up. But now that I've been into what I've been in, and I'm starting to understand the Holy Spirit is what's teaching me and guiding me. So I look at God, and no matter what, I have to run it down that God, the Father, the Son, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It's just one. Known by many names. Now, a lot of people might, and don't do that to me. You might want to dispute whatever I just said. But what I begin to understand, God just don't work with his people through Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, his chosen people. Now, I'm looking at something the other day, and we talking about Adam and Eve. But the world was discovered way before Adam and Eve came here. So you got to open up your mind. They showing us people from the prehistoric time. They was human beings, but they called them something else. Because some of them look like, you know, apes, and because of the head and the shape and all that type of stuff, but they were people. Prehistoric time. Had babies and all of that. So I'm looking at all this, right? Because a lot of us will look at the Old Testament, and keep in mind when I say old, that's how God used to work with the people during that time. Because that's the old way of doing things. And Jesus Christ in the New Testament is the new way of doing stuff now. So now when I look at my life, right, and I look at how destructive my life used to be, that's the old person. But when I came to Christ and he turned my life around, I was introduced to a new way of doing things, to a new way of thinking, to a new way of living. You know, now I'm standing up on, you know, my words. I'm not going to allow nobody to wing me into what they doing, because the vision God gave me, and I will share that vision with you. And if you feel that, then let's do what we gotta do. That's all. That's all. That's all. You don't have to come in and try to fix nothing I'm doing to cater to you. That's not how you do stuff. If you're going to be a part of the LLC I had, my business, I want you to come, because we got to team up with your knowledge, your wisdom, and let's put stuff together. The whole goal with that too, if you the type of business that need clients, that's what I do. I refer clients out. So once I'm talking with people and they telling me where they at and what's going on, and I know you deal with housing women and children, I will send them to your program. I will refer them to you. That's what I do. Because y'all got to understand, I'm in the community. So I'm walking around and I'm talking with people and I'm getting a better understanding of why this, why that. That's not something our politicians do. You don't even have to come with a game. If you is, say, the council member of a certain area, use the delegate for that area, use the senator for that area, right? And you might have grew up in that area. You can come out, greet your community, talk with your people, because that's your job. You get paid. You get paid to create legislations. Some legislations y'all write might be more harmful to the poor people or the drug dealers, stuff like that. Some legislations you write might have a way of curbing some of the violence and the murder rate and the tracking, the sex trafficking. So you can write certain things for it to be law. But that's not the same as doing the physical work. Keep in mind, you can talk a good game, you can write some bills, but you're not interacting with the community. If you grew up in a certain community, you need to walk through that stuff. Hold your head up. Talk to your people. Talk to your people. And I mean, you might have to get, say, kind of ghetto. You know, you might have to go and change your speaking, tone of speaking, to let people know I've been there. And this is where I'm at now. And this is what I'm doing to try to make these areas better. And when our people when they begin to have faith and trust back in their leaders, they will turn around. Now you got technology out there, the eye in the sky, right? Over Baltimore City, monitoring the 4 major high crime areas. I love it because we collecting data. If somebody call into 911, that's the only way we can, gather that information. You have to call 911, and we get that call seconds after that. Because when you call and you report a murder, then what we do, once you do the location and everything, we'll pinpoint everything. It can be 50 people out there, but 9 times out of 10, if somebody shoots somebody, they're not going to move slow. They're going to hang around. They're going to hang around. Well, they're going to run. That's what I was trying to get to. I'm sorry. But they basically going to run. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to jump in the car. But with the city cameras, the doorbell cameras, I'm trying to think of the cameras out there. We can track you down and follow that car to wherever you went after you commit that murder. We can track you back to the house you came out of to commit that murder. So what I try to tell our young people, ain't nobody got snitch on you. Ain't nobody, because your behavior is what's going to tell on itself. And I tell our young people that I understand you out here hustling. I understand you doing this. I understand you do that. But when you get to that point, y'all want to shoot each other, take each other out. And the point is, if you do the crime, you need to do the time. And a lot of people are afraid to tell who did what. But let me share this with you. You're afraid to snitch or tell, but being an eyewitness to whatever, what makes you think they won't come back and take you out? Because they might be fearful that you're going to tell. You got people coming in the blocks daytime, shooting up the block daytime. And a lot of y'all know who it is. And you will not. You rather for that person to stay out on the street and continue doing what they're doing. And I'm going to tell y'all right now where I'm at in my life. I can't understand why we take that. But then a lot of y'all so quick to say the white man this and the white man that. And I understand. But where I'm at from what I started learning, be honest, it's not about the white man. It's about us that's fighting for our own civil rights, constitutional rights, equal rights, for your liberty, stuff like that. But you have to use the amendments or the constitutional rights. Once you learn more about them and fighting what we need to fight, that's why we need to come together. Because we can get them to ratify certain amendments. They can be changed. So when I hear black people say, oh, the system don't work for us, it is don't, I just get away from you. Because you already defeating the purpose. Not realizing that you can take what you know. Once you study the law, you have to let the law fight for you. So once you gather that information and you have that knowledge and you've done your research, and we in a certain situation where somebody want to put something on the ballot or in the books that will hurt more of the poor people, stuff like that, we gotta use that information to actually knock down what they trying to do. So I'm gonna get ready to get off, y'all. I love y'all. It's almost 30 minutes. I love you. And I'm gonna leave this up because I don't want to do too long. And I always put it where they will delete in 30 days. So please pass this on. We got some great things coming down the pipe. I love y'all. It's 29 minutes and 33. And I'm trying to get better with the time frame. I love y'all. Google me if you need to call me or you need help for people. You can always look Strengthen the Community up online. All right, love y'all and I'm out. Take care, family.